Hello and welcome to this little tutorial on Minecraft on how to automate your Beetroot in 1.9. Now, I'm basically copying this design here. So to start with, you're going to need an 18 by 18 pattern. I only did an outline of it, one block on each side a little bit further out. And inside of there, where all these red blocks are where you're going to need redstone torches. And I need to turn, I don't know if it's this that's too loud. I've got a jukebox somewhere to playing. But the music seems very loud today. But yeah, wherever you see redstone blocks on here, or not redstone blocks, but the red stained clay, that is where you need to have redstone torches or redstone blocks for the powered rails. Also, 5 blocks from each corner. You're going to need either a pumpkin, a glowstone, or some sort of light source under there that's a whole block. A torch will not work, and neither will an end rod. I've already been testing it. End rods will be washed away. So with that, and if you want, take and pause your screen, and you can, I'm going to try to get it as centered as possible. You can go ahead and write down the block numbers or take a screen grab of it to see where your powered rails are going to go. From there, you're going to need, obviously, powered rails and regular rails. Now, just for this, we're going to need to do that and go here up to, I believe it's this point here, and just lay down your rails as you normally would. I'm going to make a quick cut here, and I will come back once I have all the track laid out, and we can move on to the next step. Okay, I thought I'd bring you back for the last little bit of track here and show you what goes into it. But as you can see, I'm just finishing out. Oops. Oh, okay. Well, that one there is in the wrong place. So we'll go ahead and fill this in. I may have overcounted how many I needed. Oops. Need a power track there. And yeah, I overcounted. Okay. So all in all, there's the final pattern minus the 2 mix-ups. So you can kind of see the pattern and where the two pieces of redstone that I had that I didn't need in there. That was my mistake. Okay. So this part of it's all done. Now you're going to need some dirt. Go ahead and get rid of all of those blocks. And water. And of course, we'll just go with the golden hoe, because why not? And then just place, you can actually place the dirt right on top of the track and it'll put a full block above. Drop in your bucket of water. And you're going to need some way of keeping villagers from going into there. Well, your villager from going in there. And what I do is I add in that and a torch on top just for a little extra lighting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish that out, and then I'm going to fill in all the areas above the tracks, exception of this row down here. I'm going to fill it in with the dirt, and I'm going to add the water and torches and cultivate the soil so that way it's ready to go, as well as probably put a ring of glass like I have over there. And like I said, this is just stuff that you don't really want to watch on camera because it is kind of boring to watch during a tutorial. Basically, once you have these in place, you know how to place dirt. And just give you the basic outline of what the 5 out corners are going to look out. Okay, so that's your 4 water source blocks, and that will hydrate the entire soil around here. And as you can see, that's the same pattern I'm using over here. And he is still picking up wheat and planting. So with that, I'm going to make another quick little jump cut, and in the next scene we will be starting our sorting system and getting the field ready to plant, as well as get the villager ready to go into his new home. So for me it'll be quite a long time. For you it'll just be a quick little second. Okay, now I've got the farm all planted. I've got the farmer, which is actually a shepherd, but he is wearing a brown coat. He's ready to go. So let's start with the redstone sorcery. Now you're going to need 2 hoppers going into a chest, which for some reason I didn't grab. Now I always do a double chest just because it's a little easier. You're also going to need a block here on top of that first hopper, as well as a powered rail. I thought I had everything ready to go on this one. Oops. A powered rail on this hopper here. So the very front hopper as you're coming in has to have a powered rail. The next hopper over has a block, and then your double chest. After that, you're going to need a comparator. And for some reason that looks like it's too high. And that is because it is. Okay, comparator goes into a redstone, or into a block. Goes into a block. I'm just kind of using this as a reference, which has dust below it. Actually, I don't think I need that one. No. Yeah, get down there. That still don't look great. Huh. block up, block in, block out, block lower. That's why I put it too high. Let's go ahead and just throw in some sand for good measure. We don't really need the hoppers anymore. There we go. So that like so. Redstone dust into a repeater. Redstone dust. Redstone torch. And block. And redstone dust. And that completes the powered rail portion of it. And the other thing is on this here extension piece, you do not want any powered rails going through there. Now from here, we want a block up, just like we already have. We want a okay, that's the way it's going to face. We want a repeater. Oops. We want a repeater on full delay and a bit of redstone dust. Now on this rail here, you're going to need a detector rail and finish out the rest of it with regular minecart tracks. And that basically finishes out the circuit. So see, as it comes across, it detects it. It'll depower this one if there's stuff in it. It'll unload as this is depowered. Once it senses that this is empty, the comparator will kick back on. This will kick over to being on, turning the rail on and sending the cart on its way. Okay, so we can get rid of all this stuff now. And we need 8 stacks of 64. And always take the extra one. There you go, guy. Take those seeds. And that should be just sitting there by his feet. So, go ahead and break that and break that. And yes, it's working. He's leaving behind beetroot and beetroot seeds, but only picking up the seeds that he doesn't need. So we haven't picked up any yet because the minecart's still going around the track. And this should tick. And off he goes. So in that first run we've got 6. And like normal we get more seeds than we do plant. Oops. We do need one more thing here so he doesn't run away. There we go. Now, I didn't bother to put all the fencing around like they did on the other one, but as you can see, it does work. All the redstone's working just fine, and I can prove that he's been doing the work. We've almost got 8 full stacks, excuse me, of wheat and some seeds. So if you wanted to use that farm for beetroots, you could honestly do it, and it works out just the same. I'm not entirely sure outside of beetroot soup what beetroot is good for. I mean, we've already got 11 more. That's not a bad haul at all. Not a bad haul at all. So hopefully you guys kind of liked my tutorial on how to make this work. Also, since they don't have food to share, they won't sit there and stare at each other. Though they might stare at each other just a little bit. Occasionally they'll still go and harvest the crops. But you could always put a wall up or separate them a little further apart, just so they don't see each other. I only put it here for testing purposes. He seems to be doing alright. I'm not sure what he's looking at. Because there are crops. Go pick them up, buddy. You go pick up your crops. You've got crops. Go pick them up. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, have fun.